Hi guys. Right, so today we're going to talk about just one way to grow your business. Now, I am well aware that the slide has three ways to grow your business, but that's because there are only intrinsically three ways to grow your business, and everything we do stems from those three ways. One is to get new customers or increase the number of customers that you have or clients. The second is to increase the average transaction they make with you. So if you think about it, I have an Apple phone, my kids have iPads, the next thing would be to get a Mac. So that's increasing the amount of transactions I make with Apple. And the third way is to increase the frequency of use. So if we were to use that Apple example again, that would be to bring out the latest model of something so that I feel that I want to buy the latest model. So I'm increasing the frequency that I purchase from somebody. However, I also think that increased frequency can include winning back old customers or ex-clients. And that's what I want to talk to you about today, because it's the one that tends to get overlooked. So before we go on to how to win back old clients, old customers, let's first of all look at how to keep the ones we've got more effectively, because we all suffer client losses. We all suffer people leaving. And some of us take that more personally than others. I used to, when I first started, take people leaving Fit Pro client recipes a bit more personally. I think with one-to-one, I find it a bit more personal. Whereas now, with most things that I do, somebody leaving, yeah, I'm obviously not happy, want to know why, want to win them back. But it's not quite so personal for me. However, how do you keep people apart from providing awesome value? Lots and lots of things that you can do to make sure people stay with you, buy into what you're doing. And the first one is to stand for something. So this is your tribe building, if you like. Start with why. That's your passion, why you start a business that keeps you going in your darkest hours. It's your genuine beliefs. Those translate into your brand values, and that means that the people attracted to you, as you know, believe in the values that you're talking about. So, for example, with Fit Pro client recipes, I stood for personal training clients getting more support in their nutrition, and particularly in recipes and things that fit their lifestyle, than I received as a personal training client, which was a meal plan, which pretty much, chicken this, twice a day and maybe some red meat, and then you can have any amount of vegetables. And to be honest, that meant I had to go and think about things a lot more, to have interesting food than if I'd just been given recipe books and stuff like that. And, for the price I was paying, I didn't feel that was huge support in comparison to the dreaded Weight Watchers Slimming Worlds, who are, pretty hot on that sort of thing. So that was my stand for something with Fit Pro client recipes. Most of you know with Block the Bitch, I stood to be anti-guru, and wanted people to understand that marketing was more than just leads and sales, particularly on Facebook, that it was a whole gamut of things, and it wasn't about having a Lamborghini or telling people that you earn six figures, that it was far deeper and far more strategic than that. So those were the kind of things I stood for. So you can attract your tribe by standing for something, whatever that might be, whether that's strong, confident women, whether it's being able to run for a bus, whatever it is, you can attract people. I noticed that Chris Burgess, who has LTB, in his gym, they all stand for being happy and enjoying the workouts and just feeling happy. Now that's actually kind of cool. I like that. I like that, standing for happiness. That's kind of cool. So stand for something and make it part of your brand, and make sure that people, when they talk about you, are using the adjectives that you'd want them to use. Because if they're not, then they haven't caught on to what you stand for. So you're failing to get that message across in your branding. Another way to keep people on board is social proof. So, having that social proof, those constant posts about what you're doing, where you're going, hiking up mountains like Joe does with his people, getting those photos across, making it seem like a community. The one thing about social media is we're all connected, but we're all disconnected. I'm actually currently sat in my conservatory on the floor because there's some building work going on. I don't want you to hear all the hammering and drilling. But actually, I don't know the last time I had coffee with someone in the flesh. So let's get some social proof. Let's get everyone feeling connected. Let's get those testimonials up. But don't forget with, any kind of social media, whether that's Facebook or anything, it's not always about what you believe in and what you do. Sometimes it's just about having some fun. So some of the best shared stuff about are other people's videos, people falling off skateboards, whatever. Amuse people. Tell stories and amuse people. Make their lives more fun. If you're not making or brightening someone's day in some way, you're not getting that social proof across. You're not producing what they need in their lives, which is just some lightness. Well, that's how I feel anyway. Inner ego. Right. By inner ego, we're kind of talking about, building on your beliefs and their beliefs in a way that appeals to their very personality. So we see people like Paul Mort tell people they're pussies, or I think he calls the gurus mush cookies. I lose some of his wonderful words to describe people. But he also appeals to people's inner ego by doing that, because he's saying to people, if you're with me, you're not a sheep, you're not a mush cookie, you're not a pussy. So in an anti-way, he's appealing to your ego that you're a wolf and you're a hunter and that you're straight talking and that, do you see what I mean? So it is appealing to someone's inner ego. Within that, we can use the words that they love, so when we're putting our social proof out, or when we're talking to people, or when we're branding, whatever we're doing, use words they relate to. Now, I know you get that with toning and, diet and words that you don't particularly like using, but your clients understand. But think about other words they love to hear. Women want to hear that they're kind of hot or fit, and they don't mean fit as in they can run a marathon. Use those words in what you're talking, in how you are talking to your clients. So if you are talking to 24-year-old lads, you may want to use the term knowledge bombs. If you're talking to someone like me who's 48, use knowledge bombs, I'm going to strangle you. So be aware of your audience, your general audience. And I know that they can vary in age, and that makes it slightly difficult, but think about those connecting factors. So if the connecting factor is to make people happy, then use words that they love that describe happiness. Yeah, joy, elation, those kind of words. Get a bit creative. Always present quality over quickness. So something we're always told to do is ready, fire, aim, to get programs up and running and not to go for perfection. And that is absolutely right. If Fit Pro Client Recipes had waited to be perfect before it launched, we would still be messing about today. And that's 2 years later. However, that didn't detract from the quality of what we were doing and the quality of the product and the quality of the service we give people if things fuck up. We try to be quality. We try to be personal. We try to, admit our mistakes, which is one of these things here, and kind of hold our hands up and go, oh, whoops, sorry about that. If there's a complaint, I'm jumping ahead a little bit here, but we share our roadmap. In other words, we tell people what's going to be happening in the future. At the moment, I'm just spending another 1,500 on getting the system speeded up. That's it. It's not going to do anything else but be quicker. It's not going to have new designs. It's not going to have anything but be quicker. So that speeding up doesn't benefit people who don't buy from me because they wouldn't know that it's quite slow. It's not a great marketing factor to attract new people. It actually benefits my existing clients. So I'm serving my existing clients. I'm spending a lot of money just to serve my existing clients more. Why? because I maybe want them to become ambassadors. Maybe I want them to talk to other people about our system. And instead of going, well, it's a pretty good system, but it's a bit slow. They will now go, it's awesome. I can get plans done in no time. I can do this. I can get cookbooks made. I can do this, that, and the other. Whatever it is, I want to delight and awe and wow my existing clients as much as I can, because obviously there's a financial consideration there, not a time one, so that they become an ambassador for my brand and tell everybody else who might be interested in my brand. So we play to, I'm jumping around this list, so you'll just have to kind of, follow me on this one. So we kind of try to play to our strengths being we're the number one provider of recipes to the fitness profession. Let's be honest, nobody is as awesome as us and offers what we offer in terms of a program. Now we want to maintain that, obviously. So by having ambassadors, by telling our current clients where we're going, what we're going to do next, we are trying to play to our strengths of being number one in that niche and getting some feedback as to how we can improve and build on those strengths as well, so that we maintain that status and that we continually innovate and go forward. I mean, it's why you have iOS updates on your iPhone, for goodness sake. Constant blinking updates, and everyone's always terrified they're going to crash. But the point is, playing to the strengths, keeping it forward thinking, keep producing new technology, stay ahead of the game. Now that's, how do you do that in your industry? That's for you to answer, but you're getting the idea of what I'm saying. The more wow factor you have, the more ambassadors you have, the more ambassadors you have, the more you get referrals and testimonials, which can go into your social proof. So it all kind of links. And then be a good date. By that I mean listen to your current clients. My God, if they're not responding, if they're not interacting, if they're not telling you what's good and what's bad, you need to be more listening and less telling. Because the more you listen to them, the more you ask them how they are, the more you show concern for them as a human being. So you stay human with them and you interact with them on that level, even if it's using technology to interact. The more you know what your strengths are, the more you know what you stand for, the more you know what they love, the more you know what they value, the more you promote that, and you promote what works and what people appreciate about what you do. And if you're going to spend money improving your service and improving what you do, that's where you spend your money, because that's your differentiation, that's your wow factor, if you like. Okay, so that's a little bit about retention, and you can bring into that more tactical stuff like referral schemes and money and prizes and competitions and birthday cards and all sorts of stuff. But that kind of gives you the idea of where we're going with that. Right, so you've got these people who have actually left. Damn them. Damn them. Yeah. Go around their house. Have a chat to them. No, what we really want to do when people have left is we do need to find out why. And there may be some very valid reasons in finding out why. And you may hear things like, oh, I needed the money for Christmas, or wasn't working for me, or whatever. Now, the first thing is not to have a go and go, oh, well, what do you value the most? Your money in your bank or your future health? Why have a go at people? These are valid reasons to them. Show empathy with their reasons. Listen to their reasons. Even offer them help in the future for which you're not going to necessarily get paid, because, wow, that makes you just awesome. And that gets you more, chat on social media and gets more people interested in who you are. Who is this awesome person who's doing that? But show empathy with their reasons. Don't just dismiss their reasons. Think about problem solving with them as to how to overcome those reasons why they might leave or why they might want to leave, and plan to follow up on that. So, in 2 to 3 months' time, it might be as long as that. You don't just let them leave and leave them off and wandering the hills, by themselves with no guidance in the future. You follow up and just check in on them, and you plan that in so you don't forget it. I've been pretty terrible with that, and it's something we've got to look at, is getting more systemized in these things. So yeah, we do actually try to find out why people are leaving now. We say we're there for you in the future and these are our plans, so we talk about our roadmap, but we still yet to trigger in any kind of regular follow-up on people who've left, and whether we are more in line with what they're looking for. So we're not perfect, so these are helpful points for me too, not just for you. Okay, so they've left. They've left. and you haven't been round with your 10 brothers and beaten them into a pulp. They've just left and they've gone off and lived their lives. What do you do now? If you haven't had this system of planned follow-ups and whatever, what can you do? Okay, here goes. These are your tactics, if you like, to get ex-clients back. This is where there's a lot of money sitting on your table that you've ignored, that you could actually create a system now, a plan now, to put into place to make sure that you get everything you need to build, either with those ex-clients or build future products that are better or future services that are better. So start a callback campaign in your diary. I am going to phone or text or Snapchat, maybe not Snapchat, or WhatsApp or whatever system you want to use, ex-clients. And I'm going to do 2 a day. 2 a day. Take you 5 minutes if it's a text. But that is going to be my campaign, and I'm going to make sure that I always do that. So when I get to the end of that list, I start again at the top of the list until they tell me to go away and die, or they give me some kind of response. I'm going to survey ex-clients. So, okay, maybe not text them. Maybe I'm going to start running a survey, or text them that I'm going to run a survey, and that survey has a nice voucher or something attached to it. But I am going to ask some great open-ended questions that will give me direction for the future. So, when you do surveys yourself, there are, reasons why you purchase this product or reasons why you return this product. They've got a list of reasons, and then they've got other. And that big other box sort of stares you in the face, and it's a bit daunting. The reason there's that other box is they actually want you to fill it in. They want to hear in your words as to what they could have done better or what you're looking for now, because then they can go off and get that together for you, or make a suggestion, or even refer you to someone else. If you're having, if you get back other and it goes, oh, just had an e-op, can hardly walk. Okay, you can be really helpful there. You can now refer them to a great physiotherapist that and that kind of helpfulness isn't forgotten. That gets you up in their memory, in their zone when they're talking to others. Someone else wants to lose weight, get fit. They'll go, you need to go see, Cheryl. She was awesome. She recommended this really cool physiotherapist for my knee. It's getting much better. Da, 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 da. Yeah. So surveys, other big open questions. Why, what, when, where, how. All those lovely open questions, not yes, no. Emails. Okay. I'm not particularly good about having a system for emails. I know that. I need to do more. I need to do more regularly. I'm always slapping my hand about that. I watched a little video by Mr. Mort the other day about, most of what you get is from, 20% of your work produces 80% of your results is the actual thing that he was basing that video on. And he was saying, even if it's the most boring, tedious, horrible thing to do, and that might be daily emails, if that gets the most results, then why the hell aren't you doing that rather than sitting there making a webinar or a podcast or a Periscope? Go with where the results are for you. So emails, regular email contact, unless they unsubscribe, is a way to keep in touch with ex-clients and make them feel valued and make them feel like you're still giving them information and giving them value, even post them leaving and paying you. You could actually go one further and do a direct mail to them. If you've collected addresses, you can actually send things through the post. We hardly ever get anything through the post now, particularly in an envelope. One thing that was really cute, Paul Mort did it. I mean, admittedly, he sent it to everyone, was I'm going to be sending out an offer to these very special people for my very special training. And if you get a red envelope in the next few days, you're one of the people I consider that I could work with. Well, absolutely no doubt whatsoever. Red envelopes went out to all 200 plus members of MMIC. So what? It still felt special when I got a red envelope. I couldn't do the training because I was in Greece on a 3-week holiday, but I still felt really, really special because I got this bright red envelope through the post. Even though I know the trick, I still loved it. I love getting things through the post now because I never get things through the post. I just get emails. So it's kind of nice to get a direct mail. Gifts. Now this may sound like you're bribing people. Maybe. it's just, is it of a value to you? I had someone who wanted to leave FPCR, and we'd had one email off them saying they wanted to leave. And so we sent back how you leave, which is basically you go into the ClickBank, you cancel all your stuff, and boom, there you are, you've left. And by the way, why do you want to leave? We're awesome. And then about 3 months later, or 2 months later, I get a message going how terrible and awful we are, and how she used to enjoy listening to everything I had to say, but actually we were no better than anyone else because she's still paying for us. Now, we had no way of knowing that she'd failed to cancel, because we do have enough members that we hadn't really tracked. Oh, this person wants to cancel, let's check they've actually cancelled. They hadn't written to us in the previous 8 weeks, so we didn't know. We were still taking money off someone who wanted to cancel. And they were having a right old rant about how terrible our service was. So obviously my reaction to that, well, the first reaction, which is very inner, not a social reaction, obviously I'm telling you about it now, is to go, stupid, stupid person, that's not my fault. My external reaction is to go, I'm really sorry you've experienced these difficulties. I have contacted IT on your behalf, and they have, immediately cancelled that for you. Which is something we can do, but we don't like to do because it involves messing about with other people's banking details. And here is a £50 Amazon voucher with our sincere apologies for the fact this happened to you. At which point I got a lovely message back going, oh my God, I didn't expect that. Oh, you're so wonderful. Take back everything I already said. And that just left them with a really good feeling. Now, the point is, you're thinking, well, you've just spent 50 quid on someone who's not going to pay you any money in the future. Well, that would have been expensive if I'd had to refund those 2 months that they'd failed to cancel, but I didn't refund those 2 months. So actually, it was only probably 50% of what they'd accidentally paid in extra membership. Yes, they'd had the benefits of extra membership, and even if they had asked for a refund for those 2 months, I'd still have done the 50, because, to be honest, having a good social media profile is far more important than £50, no matter whose fault. Far more important. So gifts, for whatever reason, whether that's birthdays, Christmas, getting married, even though these are ex-clients, are still worth a little bit of time, thought, and money. Now, a gift might seem a bit odd, but a card isn't. It could be a gift for coming back as a client. So it might be, hey, through our chats, I've noticed that you're really keen on getting back into training. I see that you still haven't really booked to come and see us. Look, will it make your life easier if you just have the little something from us? And that might be a voucher, it might be a discount, it might be a free session, it might be a towel, a shaker for your protein shake. I don't care what it is. It's just an encouragement. And that also applies to runnings for testimonials and referrals and that type of thing. I filled in a review system the other day because there was the opportunity or chance of me winning £300 in a prize draw if I gave them a review. So therefore I gave them a review, because it took me all of 2 seconds. It was literally tick a box here and tick a box there, and yeah, awesome. We have a review system on FPCR, which I had specially built as a new plugin. Cost me about 400 or 500 quid, I think, but it means that anyone who fills in a review of FPCR, when that review's been filled in, I will send them a £10 Amazon voucher as a thank you for doing the review, because those reviews are very important to new people coming to the website and the web page, that they see lots of current sort of testimonials and current views of the service and what people have got from it. So it's a gift of sorts, isn't it? This is all to get ex-clients back, mind, so gone off the point a bit there, but I'm sure you're following through how this idea of gifts and direct mail can be used with current clients, ex-clients, new B2B clients, all sorts. And I've also got here to use other platforms. So I know a lot of trainers are doing really, really well using WhatsApp to keep in touch with people, send out messages. We had this big thing of using Facebook groups. I kind of started that in a little way, in my own little fashion, and that's been taken and blown up by other gurus, and it's kind of run its course, or I feel it has. That's just my feeling. It's like, another Facebook group. However, there's always something else on the horizon. And currently, I've got trainers who are doing very well, keeping in touch with everyone in WhatsApp groups. So that's one to consider. Other platforms for staying in touch with people. Well, we've already mentioned text messaging, we've mentioned Snapchat, mentioned Messenger. How else can you stay in touch with people? You can tag them in stuff. Don't overdo that. That's a bit impersonal. Get them on your Periscope, that type of thing. Send them little video mails, email, all sorts of other platforms for you staying in touch with people. So stay in touch with those ex-clients, or get back in touch with those ex-clients and build them up like you would a new client, or even better than you would a new client. So that is the end of today's whiz through webinar. We did say that our webinars would be 20 minutes, no fluff, no bullshit. We're coming up to 25. Praying to Christ all that recording worked, because I'm now going to switch it off. Be in group later for questions, or you can throw me some questions on Messenger. Don't bother with WhatsApp and Snapchat, because to be honest, I deleted them because everything I got was a bit inappropriate. So just Messenger nowadays, and I realise Messenger could be inappropriate too sometimes, but people tend not to. So there you go, little hint for the girlies there, or unless you want inappropriate. Actually, forget all those hints, and I will speak to you shortly. Bye for now.